You usually don't get to see such amazing manhwas regarding martial arts. I mean, who doesn't love martial arts? Well, I do, and most people here too. That's why you're here, right? Even if I say martial arts, they are all cultivation manhwa, so don't take my words to heart. Let's start. Number 1. A record of a mortal's journey to immortality. This manhwa follows the story of a young boy, Han Li, who, in order to protect his family, joins a military sect. And because of his previous generations, he was chosen as a disciple by a mysterious doctor named Mo. Doctor, who taught him Changchun Gong. Han Li wasn't that talented, however. By sheer willpower and some mysterious powers he gained by drinking a potion, he became really OP and even challenged immortal beings. The story is really engaging, and I believe that you'll like it. Number 2. Shrouding the Heavens. Now this here, my fellows, is the perfect example of fantasy. Uniqueness at its best, I would say. This manhwa follows the story of a boy named Yefan as he gets carried away to a new galaxy, in a world full of ancient races, dragons, etc. What's interesting is that he was carried in a coffin by dragons. Yes, dragons. There he learns an ancient technique that he uses to earn the trust of all the races and become the Emperor of Heaven. How? You ask? By fighting and defeating them, of course. Pretty unique, right? I'm sure you'll like this manhwa. Number 3. Heaven-defying Sword. Zhuan Tian is on a journey to train in martial arts. He does this to defeat his uncle who had slain his family. He began as a teenager who knew nothing to the sword god of his generation. He has now achieved immense power that no one is stronger than him. Number 4. Renegade Immortal. Sometimes it is necessary to read some realistic stories. I mean, MCs always get some mysterious power-ups in cultivator manhwas, don't they? However, this manhwa follows the story of a young man who is not special in any sense. Still, he decides to become a cultivator as he steps into a fairyland. He is like a guide that we can follow to become the strongest cultivator without any mysterious powers. I really liked the concept of this manhwa. The characters are pretty likable, and I'm sure you'll like it too. Number 5. The Sacred Ruins. Fruits that make creatures really powerful and dreadful. No, I'm not talking about devil fruits from One Piece. The fruits in this manhwa fall on mountains and rivers, making the creatures who live there literal monsters. The MC of this story, Chu Feng, was pretty unfortunate as he accidentally entered a mountain full of such creatures. And there he accidentally awakens the human King Qin, basically reviving the earth. This marks the beginning of his adventure as he has to face some really dreadful monsters and become strong. Interesting, right? Number 6. Coiling Dragon. Another typical yet amazing story. You see this pretty often, that a strong family loses its status, and the MC now has to recover the lost glory of the family. Happens a lot, right? In manhwas and anime. But what makes this manhwa different is the character development. The MC, Linley, is one of the best protagonists I've seen in many years. His concentration towards his goal and motivation is just amazing, and that too in a world full of dreadful creatures. This manhwa follows the story of Linley as he tries to recover the lost status of his family. Number 7. Spirit Sword Sovereign. Yet another story of a strong guy getting reincarnated and becoming weak. Spirit Sword Sovereign follows the story of Chu Xingyun, a master swordsman. However, being strong doesn't guarantee your safety. As long as you're not immortal, you can die. The same happened with Chu Xing, as an unknown entity attacked him and led to his demise. But in his second life, he is determined to take revenge. For this purpose, he has to get strong once again. Number 8. Against the Gods. What's worse than getting bullied? Well, most of us here have experienced bullying in one way or another, and I know it hurts. So what? Y'all want to take revenge? In real life, it's really difficult. However, in the world of manhwa, it's somewhat possible. The same is the case with our MC Yun Chi. He got laughed at by the world and was even poisoned on the night of his wedding. However, he got reincarnated in another body but got killed again and reborn back in previous life on day of his death. And I think you can guess what happens next. He gains some extraordinary abilities and turns the world upside down with his powers. Number 9. 40 Millenniums of Cultivation. If you guys are a fan of modern technology and its blend with the cultivation concept, this manhwa is for you all. In most of the manhwa, it is portrayed that the weak cannot do anything, and the strong always win. However, in this manhwa, the concept of weak people gradually becoming strong is beautifully portrayed. Along with modern technology, this concept feels really awesome and really gives you the feels. I seriously suggest you all read this manhwa because it's a really great read and I bet that you'll get addicted to it. Number 10. Chaotic Loft-World, Multiverse. The concept of the multiverse is always fascinating. This manhwa has multiple concepts that I love. One of them is, of course, multiverse, the other one is reborn. Yes, you read it right. I really love how powerful beings are reborn into the new world and manage themselves. This manhwa follows the same concept as our MC, who had died several hundred years ago, reborn into the world with his powers. Fascinating, isn't it? I'm sure you'll like it too. So what are you waiting for? Go and try it. Or you want more and different types of manhwa? Check out my channel or just click any of these things.